Hello everybody, getting ready to do quarter 3 pre-calculus math today, and we're going to do the click math version of quarter 3 pre-calculus, and we're going to go over that real quick so you know what you're getting here for quarter 3. And you get a free diagnostic test, which should take 25 minutes either on Scribbler or on Explain Everything if you're doing it online. So let's go over our quarter 3 content here for pre-calculus math. We start here with a pre-test for quarter 3, and then week 1 we start in with vectors and we finish up with vectors. So whole week 1 is vectors, and then week 2 is dot products, and we finish up with complex numbers for the trig form of complex numbers for week 2. And then week 3, we have additional topics for trigonometry, review and summary of chapter 6. And we start out with 7.1, solving systems of equations at a pre-calc level here. And that's your first 3 weeks of quarter 3. And then going in here to week 4, we go in again with systems of linear equations, 2 variable equations. And then for 7.2, systems of linear equations, 2 variables. We finish up with that. And then week 3, we go into multivariable linear systems. And then we have homework here on week 5. And then linear systems of matrices, week 5. Week 5 is huge. And then operations with matrices as well. This is all in week 5 here. This will be in your notebook here, students. Your study guide and your note-taking guide that you will get with each week, or if you're ordering the whole course, you will get that as well. And then week 6, the inverse of square matrices, we do that. We start out with that, 7.6, and then we end up here with the determinant of a square matrix for week 6. And then going in here to the final 3 weeks here, we still are in week 6, okay? Week 6, applications of matrices and determinants. We start out there for week 6, and then we go into our chapter 7 review and summary, systems and matrices, homework here, and then here's your classwork for your review and summary for chapter 7. So chapter 7 is huge. And then week 7, we go into sequences and series, 8.1. And then 8.2 is arithmetic sequences, and then partial sums, 8.1, 8.2 for week 7. And then week 8, we get geometric sequences and series for start out week 8, 8.3. And then the binomial theorem, 8.4. And then 8.5, we get into counting principles for 8.5 and 8.6. That's week 8. And then week 9, we get into probabilities, and then we have our chapter 8 review and summary here for week 9, and then our homework for that. And there is a test. Our testing schedule for quarter 3 is our pre-test for week 1, given in week 1. And then week 2 is all classwork and homework and note-taking. Week 3, you got a chapter 6 test for additional topics in trigonometry. You have part 1, part 2 in week 3. And then week 4, more classwork, homework, and note-taking. Week 5, classwork, homework, note-taking. And then week 6, we have chapter 7, linear systems and matrices, pre-calculus tests there, part 1, part 2 for chapter 7 on week 6. And then week 7, more classwork, homework, note-taking, for week 8. And then week 9, we start out with classwork, homework, note-taking, and we finish up week 9 with the chapter 8 test, part 1, part 2 for sequences, series, and probability. That's your syllabus for quarter 3. And then we go into our click cards here, week 1. This is what you click for our PowerPoint version here of your access to your classworks, and then these are your homework corrections over here and test corrections as well. This is your PowerPoint version here. Video versions are available as well. And then for week 2, again, here's your classwork homeworks, and then your corrections are over here. You can check your work after you do it, students. Hopefully that's the right way to do it. Don't look at your corrections then do the homework, but do it after you do your homework. And this is again the PowerPoint version here for week 2. And then week 3 here, again your PowerPoint version here. These are your classwork, 7.1 classwork, part 1, part 2, and then your homework for 7.1 through part 5. And then over here are your homework corrections for chapter 6, review and summary, PowerPoint version here, week 3. And then we go in here, this is week 3A. So for week 3 you get basically 2 click cards for week 3. And we finish up 7.1 over here, and again here are your corrections over here for your work. And then we go in here to week 4, we go into 7.2, 7.3, your classworks and homeworks. And then these are all have voiceover, animated PowerPoint voiceovers to explain what's going on. And then you do your work, students, and then you check your work with these over here. Week 4, and then week 5, we go into finish 7.3 homework, and then we go into 7.4, and then your homework down here. Here are your corrections here. So finish up here 7.4, linear systems and matrices, week 5, and this is click cards, so they're hot linked. You just roll over with your cursor and click, and it will come up. And then this is week 5A, so we're still on week 5, which is huge. It's a huge week of work. So you'll be doing burning some midnight oil here. Again, these are all animated PowerPoints. Video versions are available as well. And then we go into week 6, and we go into 7.6, 7.7 with your classwork, and then classwork for 7.7 here, part 1, part 2, and then here's your 7.6 homework corrections over here. And again, PowerPoint version here. And then we go into our week 6A here. So these are 7.7 corrections, your homework corrections for 7.7 for square matrices, the determinant of a square matrix. And let's go into here to week 6B. We're still continuing. Week 6 is another huge week. Week 5 and week 6 are huge. So, and then here's your corrections over here for your homework over here. Here's your homeworks, and then here's your corrections. And again, PowerPoint edition 1. Edition 2 will be coming out shortly, so stay tuned for that as well. And then chapter 7, review and summary, linear systems and matrices. And then here's your homework corrections for chapter 7, review and summary. And then we have your test here, chapter 7, linear systems and matrices test. And then here's your test corrections over here for that. And then finally we get into week 7 here, and we start into chapter 8, 8.1, sequences and series, 8.2, arithmetic sequences and partial sums. And we have our homework parts 1, 2, and 3, and then your corrections will be over here for your homework, so you can check your work. And so week 7, and then week 8, 8.3, 8.4, classwork homework, then your corrections are over here for week 8. Yeah, I believe this is 8A here, continuation of week 8. So if you order week 8, you get 2 click cards here because there's so much work. And so basically you get 2 for the price of 1. And so anyway, 8.5 counting principles for week 8. And then I do believe this is week 9, and we finish up 8.6 probabilities. Here's your corrections over here. Then you have your review and summary. Chapter 8 test is here as well. And I think it goes into, no, that's it. So that's your quarter 3 pre-calculus animated PowerPoint math video at ALA.com for questions or course materials. Thank you very much.